Welcome to The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. This book is legendary. It's taken ordinary people and made them top performers. And the best part, it's not about tricks or manipulation. It's about you, your beliefs, your confidence, your mindset. And today we start at the very beginning. Section 1, the inner game of selling. Every sale begins in the mind, not in the customer's mind, in yours. If you don't believe in yourself, your product, or your value, no words can make up for it. You might talk, you might pitch, but you won't connect. Brian Tracy says, you can never earn more on the outside than you believe on the inside. Your sales performance is limited not by your territory, your product, or the economy. It's limited by your self-concept. So the most important sale you'll ever make is to yourself. Now let's dive deeper. Part 1, the power of the mind. There's a quote I love. The man who goes alone can start today, but he who travels with another must wait till that other is ready. When it comes to your selling, don't wait for motivation, inspiration, or the perfect moment to start. Begin today. Just take one step and then the next, and soon you'll be moving forward without even realizing it. Remember, it's not the strongest of the species that survives, but the most adaptable. In sales, that means embracing change, learning quickly and adjusting your strategy when needed. Don't be afraid to experiment. Take risks and step outside your comfort zone. That's where the real growth happens. Part 2, self-concept, your income thermostat. Picture this. Inside your subconscious mind, there's a thermostat regulating your income. This is your self-concept. It sets your financial comfort zone. Let's say you believe you're a $50,000 a year salesperson. You'll act in ways that keep you around that number. You'll take fewer risks, close fewer deals, or limit your prospects. Even if you have a great month and earn $60,000, your subconscious will find a way to balance it out. Maybe you'll spend more, procrastinate on follow-ups, or miss sales because of a vague excuse. On the flip side, if you see yourself as a six-figure earner, you'll push through rejections, stretch beyond your comfort zone, and persist until you get there. The thermostat analogy is real. Your self-concept regulates your behavior, your courage, and your results. So the question is, are you ready to reset your thermostat? To earn more, you must first believe you can. Part 3, the root of confidence. Now let's talk about something deceptively simple. The phrase, I like myself. Say it aloud. Say it again. I like myself. Each time you repeat it, you reinforce the neural circuits of self-confidence. As you do this, you'll notice you become more positive, more energized, and more attractive to customers. When you genuinely like yourself, you'll naturally like others more too. And when people sense that, they trust you. And when they trust you, they buy from you. This one phrase, I like myself, is a key to unlocking your best self in sales, in business, and in life. Part 4, the 80-20 rule and why it matters to you. You've probably heard of the Pareto principle. 80% of sales are made by 20% of the salespeople. But here's the kicker. The top 4% of salespeople, just 4 out of every 100, often earn more than the bottom 80 combined. That's not exaggeration. That's reality. And the difference? It's not talent. It's not education. It's not luck. It's the inner game, self-image, focus, and discipline. So if you're in the bottom 80% now, good news. Every top performer started there, but they didn't stay there. Neither should you. Part 5, the winning edge. Here's one of the most powerful truths in the book. You only need to be slightly better to earn dramatically more. Just like a racehorse that wins by a nose and takes home 10 times the prize money, a salesperson who is 5% better in closing, listening, or confidence can earn 10 times more. This is called the winning edge. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be flashy. You just need to be a little better, consistently, and the rewards compound. Part 6, learn, practice, grow. Let me ask you this. Can you drive a car or use a smartphone? If so, you can learn to sell and earn an extraordinary income doing it. Sales is a learnable skill. Want to be great at prospecting? You can learn it. Want to master closing? You can study and practice it daily. Want to get repeat sales and referrals? That's teachable too. The best salespeople are not the most charismatic. They're the most committed. They train like athletes. They read, rehearse, and role-play daily. So the question isn't, am I a born salesperson? The real question is, am I willing to learn? Part 7. Your sales personality is moldable. Your sales personality isn't fixed. If you're shy, anxious, or unsure, don't worry. Confidence is built by doing. And as you grow in skill, your self-concept follows. You don't have to fake it. You just have to face it daily. And soon what once felt uncomfortable becomes second nature. Part 8. Take action. Today, let's wrap this chapter with a few action steps. 1. Repeat affirmations daily. Say, I like myself, 10, 20, 50 times a day. 2. Visualize your income goal. Feel it as if it's already real. 3. Set a new financial thermostat. Choose a number that stretches you, but excites you. 4. Study the best. Find someone earning 2x more than you and ask what they do. 5. Invest in your growth. Read, listen, practice. Every single day. The inner game of selling is not a warm-up. It's the foundation. It determines how high you rise, how far you grow, and how much you earn. Because you can never outperform your own self-image. But when you upgrade that image, everything changes. Next up, Chapter 2. Set and achieve all your sales goals. A step-by-step strategy to plan your year, track your growth, and hit your targets with precision. See you then. Hello, friends. Welcome back to The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. In the previous chapter, we discovered that the inner game controls the outer game, that your beliefs about yourself define your results in sales. Now we move from the inner world to intentional action. This is where you get clarity, direction, focus. Welcome to Chapter 2. Set and achieve all your sales goals. Direct hit Part 1. You can't hit a target you can't see. Success is goals. Everything else is commentary. Brian Tracy, let's start with this. Top salespeople are goal-driven. Period. They don't drift through their day waiting for luck, leads, or inspiration. They set clear sales goals, and they hit them. If you want to double or triple your income, you don't need to work twice as hard. You need to work with twice the focus. That starts with a simple but powerful act, writing down your goals. Memo Part 2. The power of written goals. Studies show that people who write down their goals are 10x more likely to achieve them. Why? Because writing connects your conscious desire to your subconscious mind. It tells your brain, this is serious. Make it real. Brian Tracy teaches the 10-goal method. Every morning, take out a notebook and write down 10 goals you want to achieve in the next 12 months. Write them in the present tense, as if already achieved. For example, I earn $100,000 per year. I close 10 new clients each month. I am a top performer in my company. You don't read from yesterday. You rewrite your goals daily. Why? Because repetition burns them into your subconscious. And your subconscious will begin creating behaviors, ideas, and opportunities to get you there. Bar chart Part 3. Reverse engineer your numbers. Once you've written your yearly income goal, break it down. What does that mean per month? What does that mean per week? How many sales does that require? How many appointments do you need to hit that? How many calls do you need to book those appointments? Now you're not just hoping, you're planning. Now your days are built with intention. This is what Tracy calls sales math, and the top 10% do it relentlessly. They know exactly what they need to do today to hit next month's income goal. Chart increasing Part 4. Focus on high-value activities. Once you know your numbers, you must guard your time. Ask yourself constantly, is what I am doing right now moving me closer to my goal? Most salespeople waste time on admin, browsing, planning, or low-impact tasks. But the best? They focus on income-producing activities, calls, appointments, follow-up, closing. That's it. The more time you spend selling, the more you'll sell. Obvious. Yes, but most don't do it. Alarm clock Part 5. Time blocks and daily discipline. Goal achievement doesn't come from bursts of effort. It comes from consistent execution. Block your calendar for prospecting, client meetings, follow-up, skill development, and guard that time like a CEO guards their boardroom. Tracy teaches a principle called single-minded focus. Do one thing at a time. With intensity. No distractions. Because every minute counts, and small wins compound. Light bulb Part 6. Visualize and affirm here as something elite athletes and high-income earners do every day. They see their success in their mind before it happens in the world. Take 3 to 5 minutes each morning. Visualize yourself confidently presenting your offer, hearing the words, yes, let's move forward. Shaking hands on a big deal, checking your growing commission statement. Your brain doesn't know the difference between real and vividly imagined. Visualization rewires your belief system and attracts aligned behavior. Pair it with affirmations. I'm a high-performing sales leader. I attract amazing clients every week. I consistently achieve my goals. Brick Part 7. Build goal-oriented habits. Brian Tracy often reminds us, you are the architect of your own destiny. Big goals require small, repeatable actions. Build your daily sales habit stack. 20 dials before 10 a.m., 2 new appointments daily, 15 minutes of script practice, weekly review of pipeline progress. Track everything. Adjust fast, and reward yourself for consistency. Success doesn't come from what you do once. It comes from what you do daily. Loudspeaker Part 8. Review, refocus, repeat at the end of each week. Ask, 1. What worked? 2. What didn't? 3. What's the one thing I'll do better next week? Don't drift through your quarters. Design them. Keep your eyes on the scoreboard. Sales is a numbers game, and goals give you the power to control the outcome. Your goals are your compass. They give you clarity when things get messy. They pull you forward when motivation fades. They remind you, you're in control of your income, your results, and your future. Set big goals. Make them specific. Write them daily. Track them relentlessly. And execute without excuses. Because once you take full responsibility for your results, nothing can stop you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more updates. Section 3: Why People Buy. We've covered the inner game, where mindset meets confidence. We've built the outer framework, with clear, written goals and daily habits. But now we shift to something even more powerful. If you want to become truly unstoppable in sales, you must understand one thing above all: why people buy. Because if you don't understand your customer's mind, you'll never win their business. That's part 1 of 6. People buy emotionally first, logically later. Here's a truth most average salespeople ignore. People buy emotionally, then justify their decision logically. That means your customer isn't sitting across from you thinking in spreadsheets and specs. They're feeling. They're asking themselves silently, will this make me feel safer? Will this make my life easier? Will this help me feel more successful? Will I look good if I say yes to this? The emotional decision comes first. The logical defense comes second. And if you speak only to logic, you'll lose them. Part 2. Discover their hot button. Your job isn't to pitch your product. It's to uncover the hot button that matters most to your buyer. What is a hot button? It's the single emotional trigger that, if pressed, makes the customer say, "That's exactly what I need." Every buyer has one. But here's the catch. They won't tell you what it is unless you ask the right questions. So ask questions like, what's the biggest challenge you're facing right now? What would an ideal outcome look like for you? What has frustrated you with past solutions? If you had the perfect fix, how would that change your day? These questions don't just gather data. They open emotion. They show you care. And when your customer feels understood, they begin to trust you. And trust is the foundation of every sale. Part 3. The 7 basic emotional buying motivators. Brian Tracy outlines 7 powerful emotional reasons why people buy. Let's walk through them and see how they show up in nearly every deal you make. 1. Desire for gain. Everyone wants more of something. More money, more time, more peace, more success. Your product must clearly answer the question, what do I gain by saying yes? 2. Fear of loss. Even more powerful than gain is fear of missing out, scarcity, risk, competition, time running out. If I don't act now, what might I lose? Urgency is emotional and deeply human. 3. Comfort and convenience. In a busy world, ease is a powerful seller. Will this make my life simpler? Will this save me energy? Comfort makes people move. 4. Security and peace of mind. Customers buy when they feel safe, emotionally, financially, or socially. Can I trust this? Is this a safe decision? When you remove risk, you remove resistance. 5. Pride of ownership. People want to feel proud of their choices. To say, look what I have. I made a smart move. If your offer elevates their identity, pride becomes the fuel behind the purchase. 6. Status and prestige. Humans are social. We crave recognition and approval. Will this make me look good? Does this make me feel like a leader? In business, this often shows up as choosing a respected brand or premium solution. 7. Love and belonging. Surprisingly overlooked in sales, but vital. Will this make me feel closer to others? Will this help my team, my family, my community? When you sell to the heart, not just the head, the sale becomes inevitable. Part 4. Match your benefits to their motive. Once you've discovered the buyer's dominant motive, match your product's benefits to that exact emotion. For example, if they want security, say, This solution comes with a money-back guarantee, so there's no risk on your part. If they want prestige, say, this is our most popular option among executive clients. If they want convenience, say, this automates everything. You won't need to touch a thing. In short, don't sell the product. Sell the feeling that comes with it. Part 5. Listen more, talk less. Top salespeople talk 20% of the time and listen 80%. Why? Because people will tell you how to sell them if you stop talking long enough to hear it. Brian Tracy puts it like this: the more you listen, the more people like you. And the more they like you, the more they trust you. And people buy from those they trust. Part 6. Action steps you can use today to master emotional selling. 1. Ask better questions, then actually listen. 2. Uncover your customer's dominant emotional motivator. 3. Match your benefits to their feelings, not just facts. 4. Use emotionally driven language. Paint a picture. 5. Practice empathy. Speak to their world, not yours. 6. Help them feel understood, not pressured. Earn their trust, and the sale will follow. People don't just buy things. They buy change. They buy relief. They buy hope. When you really nail that emotional connection, you unlock the power of influence. That's the heart of selling psychology, right? Section 4. Creative selling. Are you ready to take your sales game to a whole new level? In the last chapter, we dove deep into the emotional side of selling. We learned that the journey of buying starts in the heart, not in the head. Now, in this chapter, we're going to dive into the world of imagination, problem solving, and originality. Buckle up, because we're about to explore the exciting world of creative selling. Welcome to Chapter 4, Creative Selling. Why you should care. In a world where everyone is selling, those who stand out win. Are you ready to learn how to be unforgettable? Part 1. The Art of Differentiation. Listen up. No matter what you're selling, software, real estate, insurance, ideas, your customer has seen it all before. They've heard every pitch. They've seen every feature. They've talked to 10 people just like you. So the million-dollar question is, what makes you different? What makes your message stick? That's where creative selling comes in. Because being a salesperson is no longer about just explaining what you offer. It's about communicating your value in a way no one else can. Part 2. Creativity is a sales skill, not a personality trait. Now, some of you might be thinking, I'm not creative. I'm not an artist or a storyteller. Stop right there. According to our friend Brian Tracy, creativity in sales is a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned, practiced, and mastered. In sales, creativity means solving problems from unique angles, reframing objections, using language that sticks, customizing presentations, and making the customer feel like they're the only one who matters. It's not about being flashy. It's about being effective. And the good news is you can train your brain to think more creatively every single day. Part 3. Tailor your presentation. Always remember this. Never give the same presentation twice. The average salesperson has one pitch, one structure, one flow. But top performers, they adapt. They evolve. They listen first, then tailor their message to the person in front of them. Every customer wants to feel unique. Every business has different priorities, and if your presentation feels generic, they'll tune out. Here's how to make it personal. Reference their pain points. Use their language. Connect your product to their values. Share relevant stories that mirror their situation. When you sell this way, the client feels like you created the solution just for them. Part 4. Use analogies, stories, and visuals. People don't remember facts. They remember feelings and stories. Instead of just telling them your software has a 99.9% uptime, don't tell them. Show them. Say, using this software is like having a silent assistant who works 24/7, never sleeps, never complains, and always delivers. Or, imagine driving down the highway at 120 miles per hour. That's what it feels like when your system runs this efficiently. Use metaphors. Use emotion. Use visuals. Not just because it sounds nice, but because it sticks. According to Tracy, salespeople who master storytelling outperform those who only rely on product specs and bullet points. Part 5. Solve problems in unexpected ways. Customers don't want a sales pitch. They want solutions. And creative sellers don't just sell what's in the brochure. They find ways to solve the real problem. Sometimes that means packaging your offer differently, bundling services, recommending a smaller plan first, suggesting a competitor if it better serves the client. Yes, really. Because when you become known as someone who truly solves problems, you become indispensable. Remember, the more problems you solve, the more value you create. The more value you create, the more you sell. Part 6. Make your message emotionally sticky. You may have the best product in the world, but if your message doesn't land, it doesn't matter. Creative selling means crafting a message that hits emotionally, that's simple to repeat and clear. Ask yourself, what's the one phrase I want them to remember tomorrow? Build your pitch around that. Examples: we're not selling insurance. We're selling peace of mind. We don't sell homes. We sell freedom. This isn't software. It's a time machine. Keep it short, emotional, memorable. Part 7. Rehearse creativity. It's a practice. Most people think creativity is spontaneous, but Tracy teaches the opposite. Creative ideas come after you've absorbed the problem, studied it, and rehearsed your approach. Before each meeting, review the customer's background. Ask, what's the real challenge here? Prepare 2 to 3 different ways to present your solution. Practice your opening lines and emotional hooks. Creativity rewards preparation, and the more reps you get, the more natural it becomes. Part 8. Expand your mental toolkit. To become more creative in selling, you must fill your mind with new ideas. Read outside your industry. Listen to how others sell, study psychology, persuasion, and communication. Reflect on your past wins and losses. Every interaction becomes raw material for creativity. As Tracy puts it, you're one idea away from a breakthrough in sales. Just one. Part 9. Action steps. Become a creative closer. Let's close with specific steps you can apply today. Stop using one-size-fits-all presentations. Customize every time. Use analogies and metaphors to simplify complex ideas with emotion. Tell stories. Real-life examples beat data every time. Focus on solving, not selling. Let value lead the conversation. Practice your messaging. Rehearse before you go live. Study great communicators. From TED Talks to movie scenes, stay curious. Great questions fuel great creativity. Remember, creative selling isn't flashy. It's strategic, personal, memorable. It turns you from a typical salesperson into a trusted partner, a valued advisor, a rainmaker. Because when you sell with creativity, you don't chase business. You attract it. So don't forget to follow for more updates. Section 5. Getting more appointments. Welcome back to The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. By now you've learned how to build confidence, set goals, connect emotionally, and sell creatively. But none of that matters if you don't have people to talk to. This chapter is one of the most practical and powerful in the entire book because success in sales begins with one thing: appointments. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get more of them. So let's dive in. The first part, the salesperson's primary job. Brian Tracy puts it simply: your most important job as a salesperson is to schedule more appointments. Everything else, your product knowledge, your enthusiasm, your closing technique, means nothing if you're not sitting down with potential buyers. In fact, Tracy goes as far as to say, you should spend 80% of your time prospecting and getting in front of qualified people, not researching, not thinking, not organizing your desk. Talking. 2. People. Part 2. Sales is a numbers game, but that's not all. Yes, sales is a numbers game, but not in the way most people think. It's not about calling 1,000 people randomly and hoping for 5 meetings. It's about developing a system that fills your calendar predictably with people who are most likely to buy. Tracy teaches this formula: appointments, presentations, sales. More appointments equals more sales, but only if you're talking to the right people. So the real game isn't just quantity. It's quantity of qualified prospects, and how do you get more of them? Part 3. The power of preparation. Before you make a single call, ask yourself, who is my ideal customer? What problems do they have? Where do they spend their time? What language do they use? Because the better you define your target, the better your appointment results will be. Brian calls this prospecting precision, and he's clear. Every minute spent in planning saves 10 minutes in execution. So research, narrow your market, know exactly who you want to meet. Part 4. Prospecting methods that work. Let's get practical. Here are the proven ways to generate appointments straight from Tracy's playbook. Number 1. Cold calling. Yes, it still works if you do it right. Use a script that opens with value, not hype. Keep it short. Aim for a conversation, not a pitch. Practice until it flows naturally. And Tracy recommends setting a goal of 50 calls a day. especially early in your career. Number 2, referrals. Your best source of new business is your existing clients. Ask, do you know anyone who might benefit from what we've done for you? Even better, ask at the moment of satisfaction, right after a win, delivery, or compliment. Referrals close faster, trust quicker, and require less convincing. Number 3, networking and events. Be visible, be valuable, be consistent. Trade shows, business mixers, industry meetups. Don't go to sell, go to connect. And when you meet someone, don't ask for a sale. Ask for a next step, a brief meeting to learn about their goals. Events is one of the fastest ways to get in front of qualified prospects. So get out there and connect. Number 4, social prospecting. LinkedIn, industry forums, niche communities. Don't just send sales messages. Engage, comment, offer insights. Then, and only then, reach out directly. Make your presence valuable before making your pitch. Part 5, the psychology of getting the appointment. Remember, people are busy, guarded, distracted. So if you want to get a meeting, you must answer this internal question: what's in it for me? Don't sell the product. Sell the conversation. Examples. I have an idea that might reduce your onboarding time by 40%. I've helped companies in your space close deals faster. I'd love to share how. You mentioned growth was a priority. I have a few ideas I think you'll like. Be brief, be clear, and speak to their problems, not your product. Part 6, handle rejection like a pro. Here's a harsh truth. You will hear no a lot. People will ignore your emails, hang up on your calls, ghost your calendar. But remember what Tracy says. Rejection is not personal. It's math. Treat it like a numbers game. If you need 10 meetings this week, and it takes 20 calls to get one, then your goal is 200 calls, not 10 meetings. Detach your emotions from the outcome. Fall in love with the process. Part 7, build a prospecting habit daily. Here's where the real magic happens. Make appointment setting a daily discipline. Not weekly. Not when you have time. Every single day. Set aside 1 to 2 hours each morning just for outreach. No distractions. No admin. Just you and your future clients. Track your dials. Measure your results. Improve your approach. Brian Tracy calls this your golden hours. The sacred time when you rebuilding your pipeline and, ultimately, your paycheck. Part 8. Take action. Fill your calendar with confidence. Let's close with 7 practical actions to start booking more appointments today. Define your ideal prospect. Get crystal clear. Block time for daily prospecting. Protect it like gold. Use a value-first script. Lead with what they care about. Track your numbers, calls, connects, appointments. Ask for referrals after every win. Use multiple channels: phone, email, LinkedIn. Detach from the outcome. Focus on effort, not approval. Because in the end, appointments equals opportunities. And opportunities equals income. A full calendar equals a thriving business. Thank you for watching this episode of The Psychology of Selling. Subscribe for more videos and check out our website to grab a copy of the book and apply these principles firsthand. Section 6, The Power of Suggestion. Welcome back to The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. By now, you've learned how to develop the right mindset. Set crystal clear goals. Connect emotionally with your buyers. Sell creatively. And fill your calendar with qualified appointments. But now we enter a deeper layer of selling. A layer that's often invisible, but incredibly powerful. It's the layer of suggestion. Because what you say in a sales conversation matters. But how you say it, that's what seals the deal. Brain. Part 1. People are suggestible creatures. Brian Tracy opens this chapter with a simple idea. People are highly suggestible, especially when they perceive someone as confident, credible, and composed. Your words, your tone, your body language, and even your energy create suggestions in the buyer's subconscious. And those subtle cues can either white heavy check mark increase trust, urgency, and desire, or cross mark create doubt, resistance, and disengagement. You are influencing every second, even when you don't realize it. First impressions are instant suggestions. In the first 4 seconds of meeting someone, their brain asks 3 critical questions. Can I trust this person? Do they seem competent? And do I feel safe or skeptical? These snap judgments happen before you say a single word about your product. That's why top salespeople take first impressions seriously. They dress well, stand tall, speak clearly, and smile with authenticity. Because your presence is a suggestion. When you walk in calm, confident, and prepared, your buyer's brain says, "This person knows what they're doing. I should listen." Your words shape belief. Now let's talk language. Certain phrases are packed with emotional power. They carry subtle weight and suggestion. For example, instead of saying, "This might work for you," say, "This is exactly what many of our best clients are using, and it's working brilliantly." Instead of "You could consider," say, "Most successful teams in your position choose this route." That's the power of social proof. It uses the behavior of others to influence decision-making. It's not manipulation. It's communication with intent. You're giving their brain a shortcut to trust you. Embedded commands. Here's a technique used by the best: embedded commands. These are subtle instructions hidden inside regular sentences. For example, when you decide to move forward, or once you've chosen the package that fits, or after we get this agreement signed today, you're planting a presupposition. The sale is happening. It's just a matter of when or which option. Another version of this is positive framing. Never say, "This might be out of your budget," or "I know we're a bit more expensive." Instead, say, "This is a premium solution designed to give you the best results." Most of our high-performing clients choose this option. Your words must match the confidence of your offer. The psychology of tone. Here's something fascinating. Two salespeople can say the exact same sentence, but one closes the deal and the other loses the client. The difference? Tone. Your tone suggests how much you believe in what you're saying. A hesitant, rushed, or flat tone suggests doubt, nervousness, and lack of preparation. But a calm, steady, enthusiastic tone suggests confidence, clarity, and certainty. Brian Tracy recommends recording your voice regularly, especially during practice. Listen, refine, improve. Because your voice is your instrument of influence. Body language equals silent persuasion. You communicate more with your body than your mouth. When you sit upright, nod with empathy, maintain relaxed eye contact, gesture naturally, and smile with sincerity, you're constantly reinforcing confidence and connection. On the other hand, if you fidget, look around the room, avoid eye contact, cross your arms, check your phone, you're sending suggestions of uncertainty, disinterest, or even dishonesty, even if your words say otherwise. Your body speaks first. Make sure it's aligned with your intention. Belief is the strongest suggestion of all. Let's pause here for something deep. Nothing you say in sales will work unless you believe it yourself. Your belief in your product, your company, and your value is the most powerful suggestion of all. If you doubt your offer, hesitate in your pricing, or second-guess your pitch, your buyer will feel it, even if you smile and say all the right things. But when your belief is unshakable, everything you say is infused with power. So ask yourself, do I truly believe this solution will help people? Do I believe I'm worth the price I charge? Do I believe I can help this client succeed? Because once you do, your presence becomes magnetic. Action steps: mastering suggestion. Let's finish with 7 real-world applications to elevate your influence through suggestion. 1. Prepare your presence. Dress, posture, energy. Make it strong. 2. Lead with certainty. Replace "I think" with "I recommend." 3. Use social proof. Reference how others are succeeding with your offer. 4. Embed commands. When we move forward, not if we move forward. 5. Train your tone. Practice calm, warm, enthusiastic delivery. 6. Align your body. Sit, stand, and move like a leader. 7. Anchor in belief. Reconnect daily to why your solution matters. Selling is not just about logic and value. It's about presence, posture, and subtle influence. Every time you speak, you're either building trust or breaking it. So speak with belief, act with calm confidence, and let every word you say suggest success. Thanks for joining us in Section 6. If you found this content valuable, please don't forget to leave a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe for more insightful business and sales tips. We appreciate your support and look forward to bringing you more helpful content in the next section.
Welcome back to The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. You've learned how to think like a top performer. You've filled your calendar with qualified prospects. You've asked the right questions. You've delivered value. You've built trust. And now comes the moment of truth. The decision point, the turning point, the close. This is the chapter where you stop talking about selling and actually make the sale. Part 1. The mental shift. Closing is helping. Most people fear closing because they think it's pushy, aggressive, or uncomfortable. But Brian Tracy teaches something radically different. Closing is not something you do to a person. It's something you do for a person. If your product or service will truly help someone, then helping them say yes is not pressure. It's service. So drop the idea that you're trying to get something. You're not manipulating. You're guiding. You're giving people a solution they want, need, and will benefit from. And if you believe in your offer, your only job is to help them make a good decision. Part 2. Why people don't buy and how to fix it. There are only a handful of reasons why people don't buy. Lack of need, lack of urgency, lack of trust, lack of clarity, and lack of confidence in you or the company. When you don't close the sale, the reason is almost always emotional, not logical. Your job in the closing phase isn't to convince them. It's to remove these blocks, clarify the value, reinforce trust, eliminate risk, show timing makes sense, and make them feel safe. If you do this, the sale becomes the next natural step. Part 3. Ask for the sale clearly and confidently. This might sound obvious, but many salespeople don't ask for the sale. They hesitate. They stall. They say things like, "So, what do you think? Does this make sense to you? Would you like to take some time to think it over?" None of that closes? Tracy says, at some point, you must lean forward and say, "Let's get started." Here are some high-converting closing phrases. Why don't we go ahead and get started today? This sounds like a great fit. Shall we move forward with the next step? We can start the onboarding as early as tomorrow. How does that sound? Which option feels best for you? Or B? Don't be afraid of the silence after you ask. Say it, then stop talking. Let the prospect respond. Part 4. The Law of Six. Here's a secret the pros know. Most sales aren't closed until after the 5th or 6th no. That's right. The average customer won't say yes right away. They might hesitate, stall, ask questions, raise concerns. That's not rejection. That's part of the buying process. And this is where most salespeople give up too early. Brian Tracy calls it the Law of Six. If you're willing to stay calm, patient, and present, while most others panic and back off, you'll win deals that others never even saw coming. Part 5. Overcoming objections. Calmly and respectfully. Objections aren't threats. They're signs the beer is engaged and thinking. Here's how to handle them without being combative. Step 1. Acknowledge that's a great question. I completely understand your concern. Step 2. Clarify just so I understand. Is your hesitation mostly about the cost or the timing? Can I ask, what's most important to you in making this decision? Step 3. Reframe while the price is a bit higher than others. The long-term savings are substantial. Most clients who were unsure at first told me later they were glad they moved forward. Step 4. Redirect. Let's look at it this way. Here's what most clients in your position found helpful. The key: stay calm, stay helpful, never defensive. You're not debating, you're guiding. Part 6. Use trial closes throughout the conversation. Great closers don't wait until the very end. They check alignment throughout the sales call by using trial closes. Does that sound like what you're looking for? How does that compare with what you're using now? If we could solve that issue for you, would that make this a good fit? Each yes gets you closer to the final yes. It's like walking your prospect down a path, step by step. Part 7. Create a safe, clear next step. One reason people hesitate to buy: they're unsure what happens next. So make it clear. After you say yes, I'll send you the agreement and we'll schedule your kickoff session within 48 hours. Once we confirm today, our team will begin onboarding you this week. Clarity eliminates anxiety, and when people feel safe, they say yes. Part 8. Action steps. Become a master closer. Here are 7 things you can apply right now to close more sales. 1. Believe that closing is helping, not pressuring. 2. Ask clearly, not vaguely. 3. Use trial closes throughout the conversation. 4. Be okay with no, it's part of the journey. 5. Reframe objections as interest. 6. Project calm confidence, not neediness. 7. Always clarify the next step. Remove the fog. Closing isn't the end of the sales process. It's the beginning of transformation for your client and for you. Because when you sell with integrity, when you serve with clarity, and when you close with confidence, everyone wins.
Welcome back to The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. So far, you've discovered the mindset of a winner, the psychology behind buying decisions, how to create compelling presentations, and how to close with clarity and confidence. But what really separates the top 10% of salespeople from the rest? Is it luck, talent, charisma? Not even close. Brian Tracy reveals that long-term sales success comes down to habits, specifically 10 keys that form the foundation of every high performer's routine. Let us break them down and discover how you can make each one a permanent part of your life. Key 1. Goal clarity. Success begins with goals. Set monthly and yearly income goals. Know exactly what you want, how much you want, and by when. Know how many calls you need to make, how many meetings to schedule, how many sales to close. Break big ambitions into small, daily actions. Ask yourself, what do I want? Exactly, and by when? Then write it down. Every day. Key 2. Continuous learning. Top salespeople are always growing. They read books. They listen to training. They study their numbers. They learn from every win and every loss. Your earning ability is like a muscle. The more you train it, the more it grows. Ask yourself, what am I doing this week to upgrade my skills? Key 3. Responsibility. Winners take full ownership. They don't blame the leads. They don't blame the market. They don't wait for permission. If something isn't working, they fix it. If they fall short, they learn, adapt, and rise again. The top 10% don't make excuses. They make adjustments. Your motto, if it's to be, it's up to me. Key 4. Persistence. The number one quality of long-term success? Never giving up. Most people quit too soon. They stop after the first no. They give up after one bad month. But the best, they keep showing up. They follow up. They stick with the process until the breakthrough happens. In sales, success often goes to the last person standing. Action. Follow up more than you're comfortable with. Then follow up again. Key 5. Resilience, rejection. That's part of the job. Deals fall through. Prospects ghost. You'll lose to competitors. You'll have bad weeks. But winners bounce back, fast. They don't internalize failure. They use it. Every no brings you closer to a yes. Reframe rejection as training, not trauma. Key 6. Discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Prospecting when you're tired. Role-playing when you'd rather scroll. Following your schedule when no one's watching. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Build a morning routine that includes prospecting and protect it like gold. Key 7. Time management. Time is your most precious asset, and top salespeople treat it like money. They don't waste it on low-impact tasks. They don't drift through their day. They plan it, block it, and focus on high-leverage activity. Every minute in sales should be either preparing, presenting, or prospecting. Audit your time this week. Cut what doesn't move the needle. Key 8. Prospecting power. The foundation of all income is a full pipeline. And the pros? They never stop filling it. They don't rely on luck or wait for leads. They create opportunities every day. If your pipeline is weak, your income will follow. Track how many new prospects you reach daily. Make it a non-negotiable metric. Key 9. Self-image and belief. People buy you before they buy your product. If you don't see yourself as valuable, trustworthy, and confident, neither will your prospects. Your income will never rise higher than your self-image. Repeat to yourself daily, I like myself. I am a great salesperson. Feed your confidence every day, with affirmations, wins, and reminders of your value. Key 10. Enthusiasm and passion. Enthusiasm is contagious. When you believe in your product, when you're excited to help people, when you show up with energy and care, people feel it. They trust it. They buy into it. People may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Ask yourself, what excites me most about what I sell? Then share that energy with every customer. And now, for the big reveal. You've mastered all 9 keys, but to truly unlock your potential, you need one more insight. A secret truth about the top 10% that sets them apart. Ready for it? Success is a system. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. These 10 keys aren't tricks. They're habits, and they're yours to build. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to practice them every day, bit by bit, call by call, deal by deal. Excellence in selling is never an accident. It's a result of daily disciplines stacked over time. So choose one key to improve this week. Track your progress. Live like the top 10%. And soon, you'll be one of them. Welcome back to the final chapter of The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. You've come a long way. From mindset and belief, to techniques and closing strategies, to the disciplines and daily habits that define the best in the game. But this final section isn't just about selling more. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts success. It's about leading the field, not by accident, not by chance, but by choice. All right, let's dive in. Part 1. Decide to be the best. Brian Tracy opens this final chapter with a bold challenge. Make a decision, right now, that you will become one of the best people in your field. Not average, not above average, the best. Why? Because the top 10% earn 10 times more than the average. They get more opportunities, more freedom, more respect, and more impact. And it doesn't require genius. It requires a decision, backed by daily discipline. Light bulbs say it now, with me. I am one of the best, and I prove it every day. Never stop growing. To lead the field, you must commit to never stop learning. Study the top performers in your industry. Read one sales book per month. Listen to training. Watch your recordings. Ask for feedback. Role play. Rehearse. Reflect. The future belongs to the learner, not the know-it-all. And remember, you don't rise to your potential. You rise to the level of your training. Chart increasing. Track everything, like a pro. To lead the field, you need precise guidance. So track everything. Dials made, appointments booked, presentations given, objections encountered, deals closed, revenue earned. And review these numbers daily, weekly, monthly. Because what gets measured, gets managed. Lightbulb, make tracking your second nature. Numbers tell the truth, even when emotions lie. Think long-term, act daily. Leading the field is not a short sprint. It's a long-term game built one powerful day at a time. The best salespeople think in decades, but they act with intensity today. They ask, what can I do today to serve better? How can I improve this week? What's one habit I can upgrade this month? They play the infinite game, not just for income, but for impact. Serve first, and trust will follow. People don't follow the pushiest person. They follow the one who makes them feel heard, understood, and safe. In every interaction, ask, how can I create more value for this person, even if they don't buy? When you become known as the one who solves problems, who delivers results, who lifts others up, you don't have to chase success. It finds you. Develop magnetic character. Brian Tracy teaches this timeless truth. People buy from you because of who you are. Yes, your product matters. Yes, your pitch matters. But what truly sells is your character. So develop integrity. Without it, your word means nothing. Humility. Without it, you'll never learn. Discipline. Without it, you'll never achieve. Kindness. Without it, you'll burn out. Courage. Without it, you'll never grow. Accountability. Without it, you'll never win. These traits make you unforgettable. They build trust. They build legacy. And in the long run, character beats charisma every time. Your reputation is your greatest asset. To lead the field, build a reputation for showing up. People buy from those who are reliable, following through, on your word, telling the truth, always, solving problems, eagerly, being better than expected, consistently. Your brand is not your logo. It's what people say about you when you're not in the room. Lightbulb, guard your reputation like gold. Referrals and opportunities will follow. Set a vision bigger than sales itself. Selling is not the end game. It's the vehicle. Ask yourself, why am I really doing this? Who do I want to become through this career? What kind of life, legacy, and impact do I want to create? The best salespeople don't just chase commission checks. They build freedom. They build families. They build futures. They build something bigger than themselves. Hammer and Wrench / Part 9, Action Plan. How to lead the field. Let's wrap this journey with an actionable roadmap. 1. Decide to be the best today. 2. Track everything, from effort to income. 3. Play the long game. Consistency over intensity. 4. Serve every customer like it's your last. 5. Build unshakable integrity. Keep every promise. 6. Make growth your identity, not just your strategy. Congratulations. You've completed The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. But your real journey begins today. In every call, every conversation, and every moment you choose to show up as your best. Go out there and win by helping others win. Subscribe for more audiobooks and mindset training. Comment your favorite lesson below. And remember, success is not a secret, it's a system.